Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I wanted to make a very good point about certain serial killers and murderers and stuff like that. Maybe some of you know this already and maybe you don't. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I did do some research on this at one point when I was doing my book on social Darwinism. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get that published, but I presented it in one of my videos. I didn't get the time to show it to you again because I gotta go to my bookshelf. But the thing is, there's two individuals that went down in history as one of the most vile, despicable people that anyone could meet. Of course, there's people out there that are a lot worse. I'm gonna start off with Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was, aside from the fact of his impulses that he couldn't control, he was born with a gene that made him into a murdering psychopath. But at the same time, he did go through a lot of abuse. His father and his stepmother, because I don't know if his stepmother died or if his parents got a divorce, or I don't know. I forgot exactly what his parents were like. Whether his mom died or not, or whether she just left. But he had a stepmother that treated him like shit, and the father didn't do shit about it. So there was a neighbor that was very good with them, good friends with them, and she noticed the verbal and physical abuse that he was getting from his stepmother. And there was some talk on that. But there was a guy on the Geraldo show some years back, in the late 90s, I think it was. There was this guy who was hiding his identity, who said he was Jeffrey Dahmer's roommate at one point, that they were actually gay lovers. And then he talked about Jeffrey Dahmer's twisted obsession with the macabre, and then he confided him that he had sex with teenage boys when he was younger, and that he killed one guy in 1978 or something like that. And some crazy stuff that happened to him when he was in the army. He got a dishonorable discharge for being an alcoholic. Anyways, this person was saying that Jeffrey Dahmer confided in him, and he was sitting down, and you could see just a dark silhouette in like a foggy type of glass window. And Geraldo was listening to his story. And he said that Jeffrey Dahmer confided in me that his father molested him. There was a great deal of oral sex that Jeffrey Dahmer was forced to perform on him, and that he pretty much did that when he was a kid. So his stepmother treated him like shit, because it wasn't her real son, and she just couldn't stand him. She thought he was a weirdo. And then, to make matters worse, he was molested by his father. That's basically what I came down with, according to this guy's story. Now, whether that's really true or not, I honestly don't know. But it does pan out to make sense, even though it's not conclusive. But one thing is for certain. he was born with a disorder called the McDonald triad. And this was a condition that was named by a some kind of psychiatrist, doctor. His last name is McDonald. I forgot his first name. But what the McDonald triad is the type of sociopath or psychopathic person who was born with an abnormal brain. You know, his impulses right here, the prefrontal cortex. It wasn't developed correctly, and something in his blood, in his genes, whatever like that too, his DNA. He was born that way, and through abuse, which does damage, more damage to this. The type, how you can identify someone who has the McDonald triad when they have that type of cold stare. That kind of cold stare that gives you the creeps. And he started off killing and abusing animals. Like he had no empathy for them. Like he would just switch to another person, like a split personality disorder. And the McDonald triad is this type of like a dark, sinister type thing, which something, like I said before, I even mentioned this in the Halloween video, why Michael Myers can't die, and I explained why he's like that, according to from my perspective. That when you're pretty much fucked in the head, and of course you go through abuse, it makes it very easy for evil spirits or dark entities, whatever you want to call them, to attach themselves to the auric field of that person, and then they take them over. They get taken over, because the easiest people to possess are the ones that are severely damaged up here. It's not because they don't have love of Christ and this and that, or any of that stupid bullshit. It has nothing to do with that crap. It's because they're mentally damaged up here, and it makes it very easy for these dark forces to attach themselves to that person's auric field, and then they, like a split personality disorder, they become somebody else. So the engine's running, but there's nobody behind this. But there's somebody else behind the wheel. You know, taking over your mind. And that's why they emit all this aura of evil and this creepiness, this ominous feeling. So that's why he started killing all these people, and because of the sexual abuse from his father, that's why he did what he did. Now John Wayne Gacy, he was also born with some kind of abnormal thing in his brain, but also like a gene, something that he has in his DNA that he was born with. But with him, it wasn't the McDonald triad, it was something else. He had a hate that he was a homosexual. He couldn't stand it. He thought that it was evil, you know, because of his Christian background or whatever. I don't know if he was a devoted one, I don't know or anything like that. I honestly don't know. I don't remember, but he did spend some time in jail. He was a cook, and then one time when he was doing an interview for somebody when he was in prison, he was showing, this was during the 1960s, he was showing how he was able to cook this and that or whatever for the inmates. And when the interview was over and he was walking back to his cell, he saw one guy in a cell performing oral sex on another inmate. And he got disgusted by what he saw. He just walked into the cell, kicked the guy right in the face, the one that was performing oral sex. He just kicked him hard in the face, and he beat the crap out of the other guy, and then just walked out. His hate towards himself, because he has the same type of impulse, and then when he sees somebody else does it, he actually has this loathing. So one time when he got married, when he was dating this one woman and they were engaged, he was also part of some kind of stag party this secret society, and I think that was the actual catalyst that made him the monster that everyone knows of. Who was he associated with? There was politicians. There was other type of people. Who knows if they're into some kind of Masonic thing? Who knows? I mean, I don't know for sure. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But who knows if it was part of some kind of a secret society that has to do with, because there were scenes gay stag films, and who knows if there's watching people, young men, some probably even underage, and then they would have these secret parties. They probably would have had sex, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But because I'm just saying this based on this documentary that I saw. That's according to this one person. That's what he was doing. So I'm just quoting from what this person said from this one particular documentary. And I think it was I saw it on A&E biography, and then I think maybe if you try to look it up on YouTube, maybe you might, or order it on DVD from Barnes and Noble, you might just find it, because it was really disturbing. And even though he knew what he was doing was wrong, he didn't have any control over it, so he pretty much said, "Fuck it, I can't control it." He didn't take responsibility for himself. Okay, you can't control it, but you still fucking need help. You can't just keep doing what he's doing. But because of this secret society that he was in, it's like, don't worry. What you do will get you out of it. Because if you're connected, it makes it very easy for you to keep doing it without any worry of getting caught and this and that. And I guess at some point, I don't know, I guess he didn't, maybe he wasn't part of it anymore. I don't know what happened, but he ended up getting arrested, and that's when he got found out and all this other shit. But that's pretty much what I found out in my research, and based on these documentaries that I saw on cable some years back. So this is the conclusion that I came up with. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And if there's any kind of new information that I didn't mention about these two guys, feel free to drop a comment, or anything that any kind of information you can give me. And again, to all of you, take care.